And I'm here with Gavin Downey from Epson, and we just did a booth tour. If you want to have a chance to see what it's like to actually be here at the show, we just did an entire tour. But I wanted to ask you some sort of like 30,000-foot questions about the industry and about Epson and sort of your positioning in the industry. First off, Epson is known as the company that has decided that 3LCD is everything they're ever going to do. Now, you do have the Moverio glasses, which is it's part of your team, but also not a display product, traditional display product. But in the display world, you are all about 3LCD. Where do you see sort of like the positioning of LCD right now compared to the other technologies out there, and where are you comfortable and where do you see opportunities?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. So at Epson, 3LCD is a technology that we brought to market. So we own our own chip fab. So we're building 3LCD chips ourselves in Japan, building wafers and creating, it's a fully vertically integrated effort for us. So we're continuing to invest significant R&D in human capital and financial capital to take that technology and continue to evolve. And where we see that is it will eventually become the preeminent display technology. And what we see is, I think in order to validate that, when you really look at like the durability of 3LCD and where it is today and where it's come from, I mean, we're putting out a 20,000 hour warranty just like anyone else, right? And any other technology. So we believe that LCD has achieved a level of performance that's on par with any other technology. And I think what's really interesting is a lot of our competitors, right, that have competing technology sort of associated with their brand are also launching 3LCD technology, and that's not.
And in fact, some of it is being bought from Epson. Like, I mean, so you sell to other. Doesn't Epson OEM some LCD to other companies?
We don't do that any longer. Right?
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't realize that you're only making for yourself now.
That's correct. So we're the largest projector manufacturer in the world, and we own all our own manufacturing facilities.
I did not realize you weren't OEMing any raw component anymore.
That is correct. So yeah. So.
That's very interesting. So all the other LCD that's out there is made from the other companies like Sony and some of the other ones that are out there. But specifically, obviously, your big competition is DLP out there, right? And DLP's sort of taken the direction of miniaturization right now. Like their foothold has been really, really, really small projectors more than anything, and of course, digital cinema, that kind of stuff. Everything else in the middle seems to be y'all see as fair game. But when we were doing the booth tour, you sort of alluded to the miniaturization of LCD. Do you think how small do you think we'll see it one day, and where do you think we'll end up being? If you kind of had your way.
Yeah, I mean, I think that we have a lot of engineers dedicated to continuing to bring smaller solutions to market. Yeah. And I think you've seen that. We launched the world's smallest, lightest 10,000 lumen projector. Our 20,000 lumen projector is one of the smallest in the world, and it's in our DNA. Right, we miniaturize technology. We're part of Seiko Epson. We build all the Seiko watches in the world. So in our DNA, they're real small. So everything's got to be compact, precise, and efficient. So I think what's key is how are you going to build it in a way that enables people to use it in new and innovative ways, right? Because it's not really just about the technology. It's what are creative people doing and what's the world want. And
that's an interesting point. That's interesting. So you're saying we believe that form factor is not necessarily as important as finding a way to accomplish the application in a way that is seamless.
Yeah, and what we believe is through miniaturization, right, you're going to enable creative people to do things that haven't been thought about. I mean, you talked about the new PowerLight L that's putting up twice WUXGA, and it weighs 18 pounds. Well, you can actually connect cameras to those, and the cameras will actually do automatic blending. So when you start to talk about 20 pound, sub 20 pound, and stacking them together and creating brightness levels that are, used to be the purview of 200, 300 pound projectors, then you can suddenly start to put them, and the costs are coming down dramatically, right? And new control systems, right? The new control systems, even things like
even scalable display technologies and products like that integrated with. So what you're saying, like, in that case, instead of having hundreds of thousands of dollars to invest in an image mapping application, you can do it for thousands of dollars because the technology is readily available and cheap and small.
That's exactly right. I mean, the mapping, the architectural projection in the booth is running on Mad Mapper on a Mac Studio.
That's amazing. That's just a regular computer you can buy anywhere.
That's right.
Or at apple.com. So range of projectors. What's the brightest and what's the the brightest projector y'all make now is how many lumens?
30,000.
30,000. And the smallest projector you make is what?
I mean, that's a home and pro cinema division, so I'm not an expert, but I mean, we make the EF12s. You can put it in your hand. It's a cube, and it's full 3-chip color, right? It's full 3-chip color as Yamaha sound. I mean, it's stunning, and it's really, we're seeing strong growth in the home and pro cinema market. So, I mean, that's a very interesting thing. We're starting to see projection being displayed in Best Buy, on a lot of gift guides, during the holidays. I mean, laser projections enabling almost a renaissance of projection technology, because with laser, it really is sort of the new sexy technology. And panel technology has been new and sexy for years and years and years, but whether that continues as sizes start to become so big, right, where the physicality of a large panel, right, you have to ask yourself, is the world going to become a large sports bar where there are panels all over everything? And I'm not sure that's going to the case.
Yeah, well, one of your colleagues once said to me one time, Remy Delmar said to me one time, one of the disadvantages of using what you just said, a bunch of LCDs everywhere, meaning flat panel displays, is that when they're off, they're big black rectangles. And so they have to be on all the time. Otherwise, they are big black rectangles. With projection, when it's off, the wall returns to what it was before.
I mean, I think that's an important point, and I don't think we're not, by the same token, right? Outdoor direct view LED is stunning, right? Fine pixel pitch is stunning. The AV industry is really, I think, rising to meet the expectations of people. People don't expect small images anymore. When they look away from their phone, they expect large, beautiful, immersive images. And projection is going to play an increasingly important role, but other technologies are going to continue to support that as well. So I think it's a great time to be in AV.
Yeah, I agree with you. I love this industry. I love what we're doing right now. And I'm just blown away with every time I come to your booth, how differentiated you've made everything and how unique you've positioned it, especially the projector right behind you here with that, few inches away. We did give it an award, won the Reader's Choice Award, a few inches away from the wall, generating an 80-inch image, 100-inch to 120-inch, depending on how far away you pull it from the wall. 5,000 amps lumens all in one little short throw. I mean, what else could you ask for? This is at Epson.com. Gavin, thanks for your time today. Thanks for the tour. And of course, we're going to, as I said earlier, we're going to shoot videos around the show floor everywhere here at the Epson booth. Just type in Epson, the video search window at ravepubs.com/InfoComm.